What is poppin'? What's going on, YouTube world? My name is Ghiman McKinney. Appreciate you guys for watching this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right about now, as it does help these videos get out to the public and the channel to grow overall. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly, almost every single day if I can, and turn on post notifications too, so you don't miss a single one of those videos that I post. It's only right, you guys. Man, the NFL MVP race is heating up, guys. There's a lot of great candidates this year. There really is. I think last year it was pretty much between Patrick Mahomes and Drew Brees all the way through, but I think we got about 4, 5, 6, 7 guys this year that realistically can win the MVP this year. The MVP race this year is a lot more tighter than it was last year, I should say, okay? So I'm going to give you guys my top 5 candidates for league MVP up to this point right now. And based on this list, it's just going to be 1 through 5. And who is at number 1 up to this point on my list is who I would give the MVP to right now. It's not who I think will win the MVP. It's not who I'm projecting will win the MVP. But as of right now, it's the guy that has the best chance to win the award. And it's the guy that I would give my vote to right now. So let's just get started, guys. At number 5, I got Christian McCaffrey of the Carolina Panthers. Now, some people may say, what about Dalvin Cook? And I love Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is doing amazing things. Dalvin Cook is arguably maybe the best running back in football this year, but Christian McCaffrey has just been a little bit better than him this year. He just has. And also, it may be a little bit unfair to Dalvin Cook, but Kirk Cousins is having an MVP caliber season, at least statistic-wise, okay? Kirk Cousins has 13 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions, a 115 pass rating. So I could also make the argument for Kirk Cousins, but again, let's just stick to Christian McCaffrey. Dalvin Cook, great, but let's stick to McCaffrey, okay? McCaffrey, I gotta tell you, 156 yards per game, averaging 5.2 yards per carry. That's especially key because he's the key to that Carolina Panthers offense. You know the ball is going to go to Christian McCaffrey. What is he doing? Still averaging 5.2 yards per carry. That's amazing. He has 8 touchdowns on the year rushing, okay? He has 39 receptions for 343 yards, okay? And listen, guys, when Cam Newton went down this season, Christian McCaffrey put this Panthers team on his back. He's the solo reason that they are in playoff contention. It's not Kyle Allen, okay? Kyle Allen has been good, but Christian McCaffrey has been the driving force of this team. Again, he's at number 5 for me. I just think there's some guys that have better cases right now, but McCaffrey, you gotta give some respect to him. He's a great running back, might be the best running back in football right now based on what he's doing. He's at number 5. At number 4, gotta go with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's putting in work this year. He's clearly taking the next step, and he now is a borderline elite quarterback in the NFL right now. Deshaun Watson, one of my favorite players in the NFL, is great. 69% completion percentage, 106 passer rating, 16 touchdowns to 5 interceptions on the year. He had a perfect pass rating versus the Atlanta Falcons where he threw 5 touchdowns, no receptions, had over an 80% completion percentage in that game. I mean, Deshaun Watson has been balling out this year. And a couple days ago, he had the game-winning touchdown pass versus the Oakland Raiders where he threw the ball where he couldn't even see out of one eye. He got cleated in the eye, couldn't even see out of one eye. He was pretty much blind and threw a touchdown pass to win the game at home versus the Raiders. Deshaun Watson's been balling out this year. He's been putting in work. He's definitely a league MVP candidate this year. Now, where I will knock Deshaun Watson is, now look, Deshaun Watson's had some good quality wins, okay? He had a big win versus Kansas City on the road versus Patrick Mahomes when he was healthy, okay? That's a big-time win, probably the best win on his season, okay? He also had the game winner versus the Raiders, but he also has 3 key losses. And in the MVP race, losses have to matter. Wins and loss record for a quarterback has to at least matter somewhat in the MVP race, okay? He lost at home to the Panthers. He didn't play great in that game. He just recently lost to the Colts. He doesn't even lead his division right now. Now, he did ball out versus the Saints. He absolutely put on a show in that Superdome versus Drew Brees, but he had a losing effort in that game. Didn't quite get the win. So, Deshaun's putting up the numbers. There's just some guys that are putting up a little bit better numbers, and there's some other guys that are winning more games. So, until Deshaun Watson puts together a couple more big-time wins, I gotta knock him. But he's a great player, and I think in a couple years, Deshaun Watson will be well on his way to being a top 5 quarterback in all of football right now. He's very close to it right now, okay? At number 3, I got Lamar Jackson. The Baltimore Ravens currently have a 5-2 record on the year, and Lamar Jackson, he has a chance to make history this year, guys. He has a chance to be the first ever quarterback in NFL history to throw for 4,000 yards and rush for 1,000 yards in the same season, guys. That will be uncanny. It'll be unworldly. If he can pull that off, you might give him the MVP right there, okay? Now, based on his current pace right now, based on his yards per game, okay, Lamar Jackson's just on pace to fall short of the 4,000 yard mark, but he's going to, in my opinion, surpass 1,000 yards rushing on the year. I mean, this guy's a dynamic player. He has the Ravens with a 5-2 record right now. And again, he has 576 yards already on the ground and 3 touchdowns, 11 touchdowns in the air to only 5 interceptions. Okay, so he's throwing the ball really well. He's being efficient. He's getting the ball on time. He's moving the chains. He's doing some special things for his Ravens team. And recently, he had a big-time win versus Russell Wilson on the road. Another guy that's going to be a little bit higher on the MVP list. We'll get to him in a little bit, okay? But again, he had 5 touchdown passes versus the Dolphins. Okay, so Lamar Jackson is balling. The only problem with Lamar Jackson is he only really has one big signature win, and the 2 losses are, well, the Kansas City Chiefs loss, I won't knock him too much for that, but the Cleveland Browns loss at home kind of doesn't sit well with me. But again, he's playing great. There's just 2 quarterbacks right now that are playing above everyone else in the NFL right now. So we'll get to those quarterbacks in a minute, but Lamar Jackson, you got to show him some love. He's definitely an MVP candidate this year. But the top 2 candidates, I'll just give them to you right now. It's Aaron Rodgers at number 2 for me, and in the slight lead is Russell Wilson. Now, these 2 have been the best quarterbacks start to finish this year by far. Okay, if they're not the top 2 quarterbacks in your MVP race right now, I think you're kind of missing the whole point. You're not watching football fully, okay? Because these have been the 2 best quarterbacks in football right now. They might be the 2 best quarterbacks in football overall right now, okay? Let's start with Russell. Let's start with Aaron Rodgers, actually. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, second right now in the NFL in yards. Okay, he has 16 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, a 106 passer rating. He had a perfect passer rating and 6 total touchdowns versus the Oakland Raiders recently. Okay, he's 4-0 without Devontae Adams. And anytime you're on a team where you're putting up those kind of stats and your team is 7-1 on the season, you gotta warrant some MVP talk. So Aaron Rodgers has the numbers, he has the wins, and we all know how valuable Aaron Rodgers is to this Packers organization. Okay, a couple years ago, Aaron Rodgers goes down, they can barely beat the Cleveland Browns, okay? So the 0-16 Browns, they went to overtime with them. So that shows you Aaron Rodgers' value to his team. Now, you may ask, why is Aaron Rodgers not first in MVP voting? Well, Russell Wilson, to me, has just consistently been a little bit better than Aaron Rodgers has been from start to finish. Now, Aaron Rodgers has played great, but the last 2 games, his stats have totally been inflated by his past 2 games. Versus the Chiefs and versus the Raiders, he's been unworldly, he's been spectacular. But the first 6 games of the season, Aaron Rodgers was good, but he wasn't always putting up MVP level type stats, okay? Versus the Chicago Bears, he only had 1 touchdown. Versus the Denver Broncos, he had 59% completion percentage, only 1 touchdown. Versus Dallas, he had 0 touchdowns. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers was playing good, but not quite MVP level stuff. And Russell Wilson, based on the way the Seattle Seahawks are playing this year, and based on the way their season has gone, he's needed to be the best player in football from start to finish in order for them to win. They barely beat the Bengals week number 1. If it was not for Russell Wilson being a phenomenal, they would have lost to the Bengals at home, okay? If it were not for Russell Wilson being so great, they would have lost to the Cleveland Browns, okay, who've not been a great team. So, Russell Wilson, he's just been that guy from day number 1. He has better stats than Aaron Rodgers, too. He has a 69% completion percentage, 17 touchdowns, 1 interception, a 115 pass rating. He does lead the league in touchdown passes right now. He's added 3 touchdowns on the ground running, and he's just been more consistent. Now, Aaron Rodgers, when I say Russell Wilson has needed to be the MVP candidate that he's been throughout the whole season for Seattle to stay afloat, Aaron Rodgers, the first 3 or 4 games of the season, he didn't need to be the MVP of the league in order for this team to win. They were actually winning at times in spite of Aaron. Now, Aaron was putting up great numbers, but again, Russell Wilson, to me, he has the stats. He's been a little bit more valuable to his team this year, and he's been more consistent, and he has better numbers this year. Now, if you had the athlete right now who's going to win the MVP, I think that Aaron Rodgers is on such a hot streak that he's going to get hot at the end of the year. He's going to win more games than Russell Wilson. So if he has more touchdowns and like more yards and better pass rating than Russell Wilson at the end of the year, I will give the MVP to Aaron Rodgers. But as of right now, in week number 8, you gotta go with Russell Wilson for your league MVP right now. But again, these 2 quarterbacks are balling out. The one thing I should have mentioned this a little bit earlier, Russell Wilson does have 2 losses. So the argument for Aaron Rodgers is probably gonna be he's gonna put up very similar stats. He's going to win probably more games. If I had to bet money, the Green Bay Packers are going to win more games than the Seattle Seahawks this year. So that's the thing to look out for. Russell Wilson, if he wants to win MVP this year, he's going to need to continue to win some games. He's going to at least need to win 11 games at the minimum, in my opinion, for him to win MVP. Because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to win about 12 or 13 games this year. That's my opinion. If you had to tell me who's going to win the MVP at the end of the year, it's probably Aaron Rodgers. But right now, Russell Wilson is holding that title. So There you have it. Christian McCaffrey at number 5, Deshaun Watson at number 4, Lamar Jackson at number 3, Aaron Rodgers in a close second to Russell Wilson, who is the league leading vote getter as of right now, in my opinion, for league MVP this year. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and disagree with me. Who do you think is your MVP? Who's going to win MVP? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, get other people hip to this channel, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God blessed day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.